but we're going to talk with number one. And this isn't in any particular order, but fear. What do I mean by fear? You know, there are a lot of people, especially when I meet with my clients or I'm having workshops or such, that really believe that in order to really initiate change, whatever that change can be, change in career, change in relationships, change in your whatever, your just persona, whatever that may be. They believe that fear has to be absent, that the person has to be fearless, and nothing could be further from the truth. And really that misconception stops a lot of people from going for it because they're like, I'm still scared about it, so I have to wait until the fear is gone to move forward. That is not true. Fear is going to be there. Fear is an ingredient in any type of change. Trust me, for all of us, and even those people you see doing it, who may be doing the very things that you hope to do in your life one day, understand that there is a component of fear there. You just have to learn to use that energy of fear to help move you forward instead of stagnate you. So fear. Number two, complacency. So what is complacency? Because a lot of people confuse that with comfort. But complacency is actually like a sort of denial. It's just an uncritical satisfaction with the way things are, and usually a refusal for someone to do an honest self-evaluation or self-assessment of their life to say, you know what, I really do need to shake things up here. So when we're complacent, we're not going to challenge that side of us. We're going to just go ahead with status quo and just really convince ourselves. That's the denial there. Convince ourselves that everything's fine. We don't need to change. Complacency really gets in that way of change. Comfort and growth do not go hand in hand. They don't go hand in hand. Discomfort. I shared something on social media recently that talked about how the most beautiful things come out of discomfort. So not wanting to step out of your comfort zone, and I see T Lady, she resonates with this, is an impediment to change. And I've been saying this for years. People can find comfort in chaos. So you can look at a totally dysfunctional relationship and people are comfortable in there. You may not be able to figure out or understand how a person can be comfortable in such type of dysfunction or chaos, but anything anyone does long enough, anything we do long enough, even if it's dysfunctional, it starts to become our norm, and you can start to find comfort in that norm. It can be totally, like I said, comfort in chaos. That's a good book title, isn't it? Not the title of the next book I'm writing, but good book title. Number four, shame and embarrassment. So what do I mean by this? A lot of people who, and this comes with relationships or a lot of things, it's a sense of shame when they know they need to change something, but they don't want to hear well, I told you so, or why did you do that in the first place? Or the belief, I've been doing this for so long and I don't want people to see me as a failure if I decide to switch careers or change jobs or leave this relationship. They stay in stuff longer than they should because of that sense of shame and embarrassment, and that can definitely get in the way of change. So get rid of that. Get rid of that shame and embarrassment, because that is just counterindicative to you moving forward. And shame and embarrassment, we've all felt it from one time or another. The good news is it doesn't last. So sometimes if you can just pull that Band-Aid off, walk through it, and it's gone. Number five, past focused thinking. Past focused thinking gets in the way of change. All those if onlys. Past focused thinking creates depression. If only things were different. If only I hadn't had the childhood I had. If only my parents had loved me more or shown more faith in me. Past focused thinking really keeps you in a state of depression and prevents you from moving forward. When you're looking back, you can't move forward. You can't move forward. Think about driving. You don't look out the rearview mirror to get to your destination. Doesn't work. You look out that rearview mirror, you're going to be crashing into something. And the same is true of life. So past focused thinking. Future focused thinking gets in the way of change. Future focused thinking, the what ifs. What if I try this and it doesn't work? What if I'm a failure? What if people laugh at me? What if? That future focused thinking creates anxiety, like past focused thinking creates depression or maintains depression, that future focused thinking and all those what ifs creates anxiety, and anxiety is just something that really can prevent you from just really tapping into the fullness of the moment. So stay in the moment, stay in the moment. That's what you need to do when you're talking about growth, when you're talking about just moving forward and change. And thanks, she is Lisa Green. She says, I'm on point. So distraction. What do I mean by distraction? Because this may be a new one. A lot of us fill our lives with distraction with the kids, distraction with the families, distraction with all those things we say we have to do or we should do. You know, distraction is really a defense mechanism, because the more we can distract ourselves, the more excuses we can come up with why we can't move forward, why we can't do that thing we want to do. So, you know, stop distracting yourself with all those things. We all have responsibilities, but they don't have to be distractions. Even distractions with other people drama. How many people do you know that spend so much time talking about what everybody else is doing wrong, but they refuse to look in the mirror and see what they need to change in their lives? Those are all distractions. Like I said, defense mechanisms to protect people from the guilt and anxiety they feel by not doing what they know they should be doing. Number eight is a lack of vision. I talk about this in my book, Bloom, available on Amazon, shameless plug, yes. But lack of vision, you have to have an idea of what it is, where it is that you're hoping to arrive at, or what you want your life to look like. You have to have some type of vision, insight, you know. Vision is so important. It's like your roadmap. It's like knowing your destination. Think about getting in a car and not having a destination. You're just going to drive around aimlessly. So lack of vision is one thing that prevents people from changing. Create that vision. It's nothing wrong with it. You have the right to do it. Some people just feel like they can't create that vision because they don't want to disappoint themselves. But a vision is so necessary. So you'll know when we talk about vision boards, it's like setting up that destination and telling the universe, I'm open to this. And I see someone put that this is so critical for, you know, knowing your purpose as well. So lack of vision. Number nine is, let me just move this over, is self-talk. All that self-talk that we tell ourselves. And notice I didn't say negative self-talk, because a lot of times we don't even realize that we are giving negative self-talk. A lot of times we've gotten so used to speaking negatively to ourselves or self-deprecating that we don't realize it's negative self-talk. And I see Nurse 313 says some people can't create a vision because they're distracted. So very true. So very true. Get rid of all that distraction. But self-talk. And number 10, I'm going to give my cheesy drum roll here. Number 10 is control. It's control. This desire to have control over everything. Oh my God. It's probably no stronger force to just keep you from changing. Not being able to delegate, not being able to release, not being able to surrender to the process, and not accepting the fact that you don't control everything. You can't control everything. You got to learn to surrender. Release your attachment to the outcome. So release, you know, when you want to change something, it's something in your life that you want to change, just say, okay, make that declaration. I want to change this, but don't don't attach so much to how it has to turn out. Someone says, I struggle with this. I've struggled with it too. So this is something that I've learned. Like I've told you guys before, all this stuff that I teach you we teach what we most needed to learn. And it's a learning and work in progress for me as well. So control, release your attachment to outcome, surrender, and understand everything is in divine order. So this is the top 10 list, guys. And as I said, I want to introduce just this, whole top 10 list and occasional transformation Tuesday. So if you have some top 10 list or top 10 items you'd like for me to cover, please, send me an email, go to my website and contact me there, or join the In Full Bloom with Dr. Rose group on Facebook. So many ways you can contact me, or send me a message on the YouTube channel. And Miss Posh, you are welcome. You are welcome. Lanita218, thanks for inviting followers. So I'm going to go repeat this whole thing over again on Facebook Live, but I wanted to definitely come to my Periscope peoples first, because you guys were the first. Oh, you are welcome, my friend in Quebec. Thank you, Odell. You guys have a beautiful day too. Get out there and live your life in full bloom, in full bloom. See my flowers over there? See my bloom sign? Good friend bought me that. I thought it was great. But you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.